Hello, I am Lauren Lease, and I am so excited to show you our equestrian project, one of our equestrian projects. We have been working on this project for almost 4 years at Lauren Lease Interiors, and today and yesterday and the day before that were install days. So we're still hanging a few things up, but I'm about to give you a tour of this entire house, and I cannot wait. So come on in. This entire house has undergone an extensive renovation. Almost everything you see here is new. It was sort of a McMansion type style house with a lot of really trendy elements in it. Our goal here was to make the house feel timeless. Our clients wanted the house to feel as if it was older than it was, but also have a bit of a modern vibe. So you're gonna see that throughout the house. This is the foyer. It used to be drywall, and we have added this paneling throughout the entire space. This is a trick of mine that I use a lot in these sort of cavernous, large foyers that you see in a lot of new houses. The paneling just makes it feel much cozier, and it gives it some architectural integrity. So we did that. We redid the stair railings here for a more historical look. And the flooring is reclaimed antique flooring from ancient surfaces. And it really, really just makes the space. In this crazy little corner, we actually have carrot blossoms. They're from my garden. I pulled them this morning. I'm so excited to share this new discovered tip with you. Usually if you cut Queen Anne's lace or carrots or a lot of wildflowers, they wilt very, very quickly. And this has been a 3-day shoot for photos that we're taking in this house. So I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, but I plucked the carrots out of the ground and just put them straight up in water. So if you look close here, you're gonna see little carrots that are in here, and honestly, they would propagate. So this is virtually a no-wilt 4-foot high flower arrangement, which I'm very excited about. This is a crazy cool old primitive table made out of a tree trunk and branches. It is one of my favorite things in the house, possibly my favorite thing. You'll see some black and white art paintings and some modern pieces here. Again, this is something that we really have going on throughout the entire house. We have the traditional paneling and architecture mixed with some modern edge. That's what our clients really wanted. They're very cool, they're fun, they're young, and they wanted it to feel like that. So come in this way to the great room, which is one of my absolute favorite spaces in the house. This room has changed so much. I mean, it's honestly hard to even recognize that it's the same. So there used to be a tray ceiling here. We took that down. The entire house is plastered, which we thought was really, really important. Again, drywall feels newer. The plaster gives it some history. And it has a really, really beautiful feel. It changes throughout the day when the light hits it. It's modeled, it has some depth, which does a lot more for our space than drywall. And it also allows us to do less in terms of decorating, because we don't have to cover it up to make it interesting. The walls themselves are really beautiful even when they're completely plain. As you'll see, we did keep the fireplace completely plain. This is new, we redesigned it. We've got limestone surrounds, and then we went plaster all the way up here. The floors in the house are original. They were white oak and we loved them, so we kept them. This big old coffee table, I think it's 60 by 60, is the modern wing from my collection with Woodbridge furniture, and it really anchors the space. We have a lot of sort of lighter elements mixed with darker elements, and I wanted the piece in the middle to just be really big, anchor the space, and give us an opportunity to put big pieces of pottery. You really have to go with big things in this space because it is huge. So little things just kind of disappear in this house. So knew we needed a big coffee table with some big objects on it. The rug is an antique. It is stunningly beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. It's got this kind of tea stain look to it. It's warm and golden. It's got some kind of like rose tones in there, a little bit of navy, some grays, tans. But what we love about it is it's just worn, really time worn. It's beautiful. That is layered on top of a braided jute rug. This is something I do a lot. So if you've seen me or watched my videos before, you probably do see that. That is beautiful because you get this big natural layer and it's really soft underfoot. And then it gives a little bit more cushion and sort of a border for the antique rug that goes on top. It's also a trick for big spaces because antique rugs are very expensive. So having a natural fiber, less expensive rug underneath allows you to buy a smaller antique rug, thus saving a lot of money. This sofa is the Cavalier sofa from my collection with Taylor King. It is done in a slip-covered off-white linen. This is one of my favorites. It's available on our website, Lauren Lease & Co. I will try to link to all of the furniture in the description. So if there's things that you like, I will try to link. A lot of this is one-of-a-kind and antiques, but if it is new, I will try to link to it. Check out the light fixture up above. Again, this is all about that little bit of modern in here, that modern juxtaposition that adds some tension, makes it interesting. Really, really cool. We wanted to make sure that we got that little bit of edge in this room as well. These, I love a leather strap chase lounge. Super comfortable, right by the fireplace. It's really great to kind of get your little side moment in a big living room like this. I like to create little groupings. So there's always a side moment or an odd chair that I place in these spaces. And this is a really good little getaway spot for reading. You'll see here, we actually did a frame TV in the corner, and we did it with a custom frame that was black and gold. It is actually on an arm so that when you're sitting all the way over here, it can actually come out. It's on a remote control arm and everybody can see it. So it's very, very handy. We don't have any art on it right now, but they can switch up the artwork. I honestly like them sometimes just plain and black here. Okay, these chairs are super comfortable. They are also from my collection with Taylor King, and they are the Architect chairs. They are based on a vintage design I've seen with some tweaks. But one of the things I love about them is it kind of curves down the bottom here and then curves right back over. And they're just super, super comfortable. They're deep, you can cozy up. You can probably even get 2 people in here if you're into snuggling, which I am. So that's great. Okay, and then we have this really cool African side table here that I love. Lots of one-of-a-kind, really unique items. On that note, I will shift you around. I'm probably getting you dizzy, everybody, and Dave, are you okay? Watch your step. This is this really, really beautiful chase lounge here. We love it. It came in the black. We did not have to reupholster it. It is antique, very, very comfortable, a spot everyone fights over. Right by the windows, it's really beautiful. And then we did this very antique piece, again, next to a very modern lamp. Again, it's about that tension between old and new that we really, really went after in this house. In my mind, when I was trying to sort of name like what this house would be, I was thinking of it as like something like the collector's, I don't know, the collector's house. And I need a better name than house because it is this crazy horse property. It's really neat, but the collector's something. So maybe we'll come up with a name as we go through the tour. This is another piece from my collection with Woodbridge furniture. Has a vintage modern feel to it. This is vintage here, this little globe light. And on top of it is actually something from my house. We've done something really special for the clients, but the artwork isn't ready. We did these really beautiful portraits of some of their family members that passed away. So his mother, his sister, his girlfriend's sister, and then also his grandmother. So some of these blank spaces you're seeing are reserved for these amazing family portraits, but they're not ready yet, and I wanted you all to have something to see. This is from my house. This is something you probably see in a lot of different pictures of houses when we move to various houses, but it is John the Baptist. And dude, I think it's 1600s, right? This is something crazy, crazy old. An antique dealer friend of ours so generously gave this to Dave and I at cost. And so this was something, I don't know, we've had it for 10 plus years, but it is probably our most prized possession. So we should be very careful when we put it back in the minivan. Okay, I will take you over here to this very cool console table here. Yes, this is from Antique Store Obsolete. Love, love, love it. Just crazy cool sculptural look to it. And then it's flanked by these tall chairs that are available in our shop at Lauren Lease & Co. And I actually wasn't really planning on leaving this here. It's been here because it's been a photo shoot. We've been running around, but there are more carrot tops on top of this here. But this is again where the portrait of our client's mother will go. It's very, very cool. So that is, I think, everything in this room. I'm going to take you into the kitchen now.
Over the years, in an attempt to keep our family as healthy as possible, I have started doing a ton of research. I am trying to make things as non-toxic as possible at home. And we've really switched up everything that we put on our body, everything that goes in our body in terms of food, and everything that is around our food, like cookware. 95% of home goods, including cookware, contain forever chemicals. Forever chemicals can stay in our bodies for decades. So we have been trying to sort of slowly switch out things in our house to healthier alternatives. I decided to try out Caraway's baking sheets, and the girls and I now cook our einkorn biscuits on them every single week, which is amazing because not only are they safe for the family, but they're pretty and they are super easy to clean up. So easy that the girls do it themselves. I'm so excited to be partnering with Caraway now, and I got a brand new full set for the watch. They're black with brass on them, and they're beautiful. It comes along with storage solutions for the cookware plus lids. The set is super easy to use and clean, and most importantly, I feel really good about knowing that our food is being safely cooked. If you're wanting to swap out your pans for a non-toxic alternative, check out Caraway. I'd recommend getting the cookware set since you'll save 20% by bundling. Plus, you can stack my discount code LaurenLiess, that's LAURENLIESS, and get an additional 10% off. You can use my code to save on all their products site-wide. Click or screenshot my code for when you're checking out.
Come on into the kitchen. It's hard to tell, but this house is very large, it's massive, and so the scale of some of these objects is huge. So we had to work hard to add a lot of texture and a variation of materials to make sure that it didn't feel cold and that there was still a coziness to the house. So the cabinetry is really, really beautiful. We've got a white oak island here with a soapstone top. Then we have our stained perimeters with a marble top with a beveled edge here. So that beveled edge detail, again, just makes it feel classic, makes it feel timeless. We've got the double range, the 60-inch range. We love to cook. And then a big old hood, it's zinc and unlacquered brass. So you can see it's new, but it has already started to patina, and it will patina more over time. One of the things I love to do is do little countertop touches out of our cabinets. We did these tiny, beautiful little unlacquered brass knobs. And then all of our clients' plates and bowls and drinkware can go in here where it's very, very accessible. We have double dishwashers here, and we've got a big 36-inch sink, which I love to do. Massive islands. They have a big family. They entertain a ton. They often have extended families staying for long periods of time. So this house gets a ton of use, and so does the big island. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 chairs at the island, which is amazing. These chairs are super comfortable. They are the revival stools from my collection with Woodbridge Furniture. They're a leather strap chair, which, like I said, I love. What's great about them is they have this glowy brown finish, and I love taking glowy brown and then putting it against black because it really warms it up, and they contrast really beautifully together. I love our lanterns here. They have the most beautiful patina on them. And then we have this huge vintage piece of pottery here filled with willow from our garden. I am just praying for the willow trees that we have left on the property. There's a lot of willow from our house here right now. Oh, and here's another one. I love this one. I was so happy with this. So this came yesterday. It's getting a little wilty, but again, just another really big old jug, Chinese jug there. And again, I love that age and patina that those crustier things are bringing into this new home. And then this is a great spot here. So we have a refrigerator here, and then we have a little microwave here, beverage fridge, and then we have coffee bar in here. And there's so much space to sort of hide the uglier things in this house, which I love. So we did get the opportunity to have the glass cabinets, which is great. Oh, the tile on the walls is a glazed terracotta, it's a leash here, and it has a really, really beautiful sheen. We've got this great pot holder. And then again, we just did, vintage, a lot of vintage in here with, olive wood spoons. And it's about getting that sort of shiny and that more crisp look with, the natural and the aged to kind of add that mix that we're going for. So I'm going to take you guys into, I'll give you a little peek right now. If you look here, this window leads to the pantry. This is the pantry. I am so excited about this space. This used to be a wall with a small door, and we blew out the wall and did these steel doors to come in. It is awesome. And you can just kind of tuck yourself away in here and cook or have wine and cheese and do all of that. The ceiling lights are from Troy Lighting. They're these rather inexpensive but still very cool lanterns. These breadboards are awesome. They're huge and I'm obsessed with them. And if you look in this room, one of the things I wanted was sort of a generally low contrast feeling except for the metals. So there's not really any color in here, but there's a mix of metals. We have brass, we have zinc, we have stainless steel, with a lot of copper coming into play here. All these metal finishes sort of create interest in the space without it having to actually be colorful. There you can see there's a lot of metal kind of mixing over here. But with that being said, I wanted to find things that sort of blended in, but jumped out texturally from the backsplash. So that's what you're seeing here in the breadboards and in the painting, where you see them, but they're not jumping out at you. They're not creating contrast, which creates a calmer feeling, and then it lets those little blings of metal be the things that sort of stand out at you and add interest. And you have a little pass-through window to the kitchen that can open up here. The walls are a Belgian terracotta. They are really, really beautiful. They're very, very aged, and this place has such a good vibe from this. So these cabinets are with hammered zinc hardware. In the middle of the room, we have our little Moment cafe table from my collection with Woodbridge, also available at Lauren Lease & Co., and our storybook chairs. I designed these to look like old-fashioned folk chairs, and they're so comfortable. They're some of my favorites. You'll see them throughout this house, but just think they have such a great curve. And I love them in a more modern space like this. And then we have a sink here. They've got a dishwasher. They can do a lot of food prep in here. Huge refrigerator. So like I said, they entertain a ton. So there's this huge fridge, and this is great for when they have parties and need a ton of storage. These shelves are really, really cool. They are a zinc frame with glass shelves inside, and on it we just have more pottery, more drinkware, more bowls. This is a really, really great prep space, especially when you have a big family like they do. People can be working in the kitchen and working here and not get in each other's way. I always see this as like a great little spot to have like a glass of wine and or get away with like some cheese for a good conversation, but I love it. Then we also have herbs in here. They love to garden, and so this is some great little herb prep. Okay, I have to show you, this is one of the cutest things. Okay, I'm gonna bring up. This is called a little herb peeler. They're available in our shop, but it is, look at that. So you pick the hole that it fits in, it's copper. There we go, isn't that cute? So then you throw the stem away, and then you're just left with the usable parts of the herb. Love it. So again, all these great things. Oh, and I love, love, love this antique scale here. Really, really beautiful, especially when you do get into baking like that, which I don't get into it like that, but it's so cool. Look at it. Oh, and then I want to show you this painting. This is a still life by one of my best friends, Lauren Rose Jackson, and I just love it. She said she did it in art school and then just recently painted black over it. And when I saw how moody it was, I knew it would be perfect for this room because it just sort of blends into the terracotta there and looks really beautiful. All right, now I will take you over to the kitchen dining area. So this is the big old kitchen table. The clients already had this kitchen table and we loved it, so we kept it. We've got a beautiful antique rug that it sits on. These are awesome because you can eat on them, you can't hurt them, they're wool, they're already aged, they're already faded, so you can just kind of live your life and do your worst to them. And then we did a mix of chairs here. That's one of the things I really love to do is mix little odd antique chairs. I loved all these pieces because they're sculptural, and so kind of look at the different shapes, and it just creates a really sort of interesting look here. The ones on the ends are the storybook chairs from Lauren Lease & Co., and then the ones in the middle are actual antiques. So they blend really beautifully together and they create a lot of interest. There's a console over here. This is our maker's console from Lauren Lease & Co. as well. And this is really cool as well because you can stash stuff in here. There are drawers on both ends. Very, very handy. It is oak, it's super sturdy. And then we have these vintage lamps and a vintage oil painting here. And if you turn that way, we have this shelving situation here. We pulled what was there out, and then we created these open shelves that you can reach from both sides. So they have books and accessories, objects, vases that they can grab, bowls, that kind of thing. From here, it will take you into the dining room. You get there through this very deep wall here in the kitchen, which is beautiful. And we added all this amazing woodwork. This room is awesome. It's black paint. We added the paneling. It has this amazing table with all this great veining in it. It's black with a metal base. We have these golden, kind of olivey, mustardy, really, really comfortable club chairs for dining chairs. We've got an antique rug layered over a jute. And then we have this really amazing old primitive work table with an antique jug turned into a lamp. This is from one of my favorite companies, Anton and Kay. They have the best antiques. We have an antique gilt mirror here, and one of our favorite paintings in the house. I think he's called like the very calm horse, or calm is not the word, it's a funnier word, but basically the very chill horse. Here, I'll have to show you guys, it's actually arugula from my garden that went to seed, and it just looked awesome in here. And here is another painting by Lauren Rose Jackson. This piece is one of my absolute favorites of hers. I have wanted it for a year or two. Last year when she was working on it, you can see this shows her process. So she kind of starts in one place and finishes. And so you can see that the drips kind of came down, and eventually she'll just paint and finish it. But I came in at one point, I was like, and I love seeing what she does. And I was like, stop right there. I'm like, this is amazing, because it has that traditional landscape vibe, but then it just becomes this like drippy, beautiful modern thing that shows the process of the piece, which I think is really amazing, because I don't know how artists do this, but I think it's incredible to see, the order that she goes in. So really excited to have this piece in here. And I just think this is sort of like, in a nutshell, the vibe of the house. I'll take you this way. Oh, these are some asters, which I love asters. All the flowers we try to do, are very sort of meadow-based wildflowers. This is probably our client's favorite thing in the house, one of mine too. Adorable. It's an old antique oil painting of a cow, and he looks a little tired, but he's a great cow. He's in this gilt frame, and again, it's just this, contrast between the black and the gilt frame that makes it really striking in here. Okay, from here, I'm going to take you into our client's office. This is a really, really cool space. So here you can really see his vibe. He's got a lot of respect for tradition, but he is super edgy. And you can see also really fun, and he loves animals. These are an incredible collection of photos. They are from a wildlife sanctuary, and all of the animals in these photos have been rescued. And eventually our clients are going to get their animals from the same rescue place. So these photos, we felt like just fit perfectly. If you look at the paneling, they literally fit perfectly right above the sofa. It's another sofa of mine from Taylor King, also available in our shop. It is the architect sofa, so you might recognize those curves that were on the chairs in the other space. Again, linen, natural. They wanted everything to be as natural as possible in this house. We have this very cool old primitive table as the coffee table. Tons of patina, tons of wear and tear on it. And again, it's really cool juxtaposed with this modern rug, and it's got these swirls, but it is also a little bit threadbare in places, and it does have a patina to it. We have these vintage Peruvian chairs with really, really beautiful tooled leather and leather strap seats. Again, very, very comfortable. More big pottery in here. We've got a modern light up here. We've got a little bar over here. Still kind of working out this space, but this is gonna be a cool little spot where you can set up drinks, and we've got a mini fridge in here. There's bookshelves on the opposite wall, and then when you come into, oh, we should probably talk about this chair, okay? This thing is crazy. It's like a Mad Hatter chair. It's black patent leather. It's amazing. Oh, and we have our ram as well, and he's got all these tassels on him. Also one of our favorite things in this house. He's got so much quirk and character, and then he's perfect with the rescued animals over there. So we love that our client said yes to this ram. When he did, we were like, oh, we gonna get home just fine. And so everything kind of fell into place after that. We knew we could present quirky things. We knew we could present weird, and he'd be open to it. So we've had so much fun doing this project. I'm actually sad that this phase of it's coming to an end, but we have more phases, so that's exciting. This area here is sort of a conference area. You can also work at it. Got these great chairs and a pedestal table, more willow from our house, and these beautiful pieces here. Hung them right on the windows. Simple white pedestal here with this really cool wood sculpture on top. These doors here are really cool, so they're open right now, but if you close them, you can hide the bar away. So at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, if you're really fun, you can open up your bar. And these are very, very antique, and Carmichael Construction put them on a barn door, top rail. So there's that. This is the primary bedroom. Come on in. This baby has undergone an extensive renovation. I had your typical kind of builder tray ceiling. I took some convincing, but our client trusted us, and we were able to actually take the ceilings down, get rid of the faux vault, and bring in reclaimed beams here. Whole space is plaster. It feels incredible in here. I don't know what you guys are seeing on video, but when you're in this space, it's a good vibe to it. It's a really good vibe to it. It's got the plaster and then the old wood. It's got a sense of history. It feels really good. This is an antique chase lounge, and it is in a really beautiful mousy brown velvet. Love it. We didn't know what condition the velvet would be in when we ordered it, but it was actually perfect, and we kept it. On this side, we added this fireplace here, and we had it coated in the same plaster as the rest of the room. A little soapstone hearth here. And then again, this is that juxtaposition between old and new. So we have this really cool mid-century modern kind of swirl of a chair, and then we have your very traditional tufted, English little side chair. To me, again, this is what this house is about. It's about the mix. Both very, very comfortable, both very, very different. We've got the rattan lamp here going with the traditional chair. Then we have this really cool sort of lightsaber-ish lamp over here. The coffee table is like just a big stone piece on some plinths, and it's really, really beautiful. It adds that organic quality that I really, really love, that bit of nature. And it is just on a very simple braided jute rug. And I love the juxtaposition of the hard, rough stone with the soft jute, and it's golden and the gray. It's just really, really beautiful. We have a little lucite pedestal table here right in front of the chase, so you can kind of lay down in front of the fire, read a book. And then we have this beautiful antique dresser here with an antique pot lamp and some vintage oil paintings. And then again, you've got these mid-century modern chairs, kind of doing that thing that we keep doing. Then we have the bed over here, which I really, really love. It's black to this point and then white at the top. Upholstered black linen in the back, headboard, very comfortable. And then we have this carved bench at the end of the bed. Just really, really simple Belgian linen coverlet. And then we have sort of that his and hers dresser situation going on. They are both antiques, so this is an antique pine dresser. There's even a little bit of pink to this one, which is really interesting. I think at one point it was painted and then was sanded down. We did matching lamps here. So those are just big, hefty lamps. It had to be something big to hold its own against this bed here. We did an antique oil painting up in this little square left over between the beam and the bed. And again, I just really love that because it's this clean, modern bed and then the crusty old oil painting. Here we have this dresser. You know what, this is actually a new one. It's an antique reproduction. I just realized as I came closer. Same matching lamp, and then some more asters over here and a little pot. And then we've got more sort of heavy Belgian linen in here. We only did curtains on some of the windows because I wanted it to be sort of spare, and we only did them where they were really necessary for privacy. Okay, from here, let's come on into his bathroom. She has her own bathroom next door through a joint closet. So come on in. This is the water closet. We don't really need to go in there, but this area of the bathroom has the vanity and also the tub. The tub is one of the things that we kept originally in the house. and I thought it was beautiful, so we kept it for the bathroom. And then here we have this really, really beautiful, I called it a vanity, but it's actually just sort of a rustic primitive console table that we had made. The team at Carmichael Construction did it. It's out of reclaimed wood. It is beautiful. They stand at the top of it and it has sort of a matte poly on it, and so you can't get splinters. And it also keeps it from being damaged by the water. Really, really beautiful. I love how rustic this piece is in a more traditional space. We've got this cool mirror with this ribbing here. Again, that's a little bit of the edge that our client likes. We've got Atmosphere faucet. Atmosphere is one of my favorite plumbing companies, and it is done in brass and it's patinaed. Again, more pottery happening in here. And then the floors are the same reclaimed stone, limestone from ancient surfaces. The light fixture is a cool lantern with kind of a steampunk-esque fixture for the lights in the center. And then over here, this is a little closet, and this is a pair of antique doors that we had retrofitted for the closet. They fit really beautifully. We do this a lot, and we just kind of make the opening the size of the doors or cut the doors down slightly. But it's something that adds some really cool architectural integrity to the place. But it makes you almost feel as if you're somewhere else, maybe Europe instead of Virginia. I love that. Over here is the steam shower. Really, really cool, really beautiful in here. Got more Visaliche tiles. And I will take you into her bathroom, and you can get there through a joint closet, but I will take you around right now. We'll go on this way, and more cool little just simple black and white pieces, little modern pieces that our client really loves. And I'm gonna take you around here. All right, now come on into her bathroom. This is a very, very large space. There used to be a laundry room here. There's now laundry in their closet. But we have this big, beautiful space, very, very open. And so we were able to pull in a bench. This is actually an outdoor bench from my collection with Woodbridge Furniture, and also available on our website. And so it has indoor-outdoor fabric. You can't really hurt it. And then over this piece, we hung a couple of antique oil paintings. We have a really beautiful antique rug in here. This is one of my favorites in the house. I love it. And it is sitting on top of the tile from my collection with Architessa. It's our veranda marble, and it's acid etched, so it feels old, has patina to it, and it's kind of a little bit lumpy. It looks much older. This vanity is done in a dark espresso, and more pottery, some dried flowers here. Here is a little potted sage tree, and I love these curtains. We just hung them. They're really beautiful old English floral on linen, and they just add that bit of softness that this space needed because it's a very white space. So adding in this little bit of age and patina really makes it special. Her shower is amazing. The inspiration was an English phone booth.
The black slate tile is from my collection with Architessa.
All right, come on in to their daughter's bedroom. She had some very specific requests. She wanted Axel Vervoet vibes, and so we gave them to her, that she was drawn to sort of pinky peach tones, and so you'll see that here in the room. We've got, again, another really simple Belgian linen coverlet on the bed, and then we have this really cool candelabra in the corner. A great little gallery wall, some vintage pieces and some new pieces combined here. This is really cool because she can just add to it over time. And then she's got this really great one over the bed. This is one of my favorite antique paintings in the house. It's amazing. And then the headboard is in a sort of dusty rose Belgian linen. That's also from my collection with Taylor King. It's our Serenity bed, and it's available on Lauren Lease & Co. Love it. Very streamlined, very clean and modern. It comes in 3 sizes, but we did the low size here. So again, we could get that really kind of low Belgian look for her.
We did something a bit unique in here, and we actually had a light hardwired into the ceiling instead of the typical bedside lamp for the lamp on the right side of the bed.
We've got these great nightstands here. They're also very low. They have stone tops. And this is something I'm weirdly excited about, is a little coxcomb dried flower arrangement that's on the nightstand in a little piece of pottery. Over here, we have this great abstract piece here over a simple dresser, and then mixed with a little cloche and some vintage pieces, little vintage lighting here. And then in the corner, we have her desk. This is such a sweet little spot. Zinc, very, very crusty old antique desk, and then a really beautiful vintage chair at the desk. The rug is a really beautiful jute. It's got this amazing sort of crisscross look to it. And then we have this big, beautiful mirror, floor mirror here. And it's got some curves and it's antique and it's really beautiful when it is set in contrast to the more modern bedding. Also, we have those beautiful plaster walls, and we painted the trim and this sort of really, really pale kind of dusty rose. Oh, kind of cream, but sort of a dusty rose. And I think that's so pretty. I'll kind of show you here where the light's hitting it. But you can really see how pretty that is against the plaster. And again, this plaster just changes different colors all throughout the day, but there's sort of a peachiness to it in this room with what we've done with the trim. And she also has a thick Belgian linen on her curtains here, and then simple shades. We are in one of the guest bedrooms. This is our client's sister's bedroom, and it is just a really simple little space. We kept the existing bed and we added some soft blues and tans and warm tones in here, and then went with these amazing brown block print Leyendian curtains. And then we painted the trim in here black for a little bit of edge throughout. And we thought that was really great with the contrast here. And then we have another antique oil painting over the bed here, which again really warms it up, and it's really beautiful against that black here. On this side of the bedroom, we have this adorable bunny piece here, this painting, and then our clients already had this steampunk lamp, and that's about it here.
Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for part 2. If you're enjoying our videos, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. We so appreciate your support. Subscriptions allow us to hire editors and get more videos and better content out to you. Thank you so much. When we found this property almost 6 years ago, we could only dream of making it our own.
Set the scene on a broken man, and kerosene and a little lamp, and just enough light to make out a figure.
We've moved every couple of years since we started our family of 7, so home for us has always been wherever we're together.
She got the lightning in the palm of her hand, and an hour for the sun. We can make it through the winter.
When we came across this land, it finally felt like the place to put down our roots.
And I can feel her breathing now. I got the ice in my veins, I would melt, but I don't know how.
I design homes for others for a living, but I really think about it as designing the backdrop for people's lives. Not a single one of us needs to live a normal life. Not a single one of us need be limited by the confines of society. Our homes set the rhythm of sleeping, waking, and all the in-between moments of life. This is my family's journey of finding that rhythm, of creating home.
And I can feel her breathing now. And I'm inside my head, and I think that it's time to get out. It might be a brand new day.